This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
I'm really stunned by the music, the original motion picture soundtrack of the movie My Birthday Song. It stars Sanjay Suri, Nora Fatehi, Xenia star in pivotal roles, and of course is directed by Sameer Soni. And two people who are instrumental in that soundtrack becoming as successful as it is are here in studio. The original Assamese rocker, Joi Barua. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Hrishi. Thank you for having us over.
And great job on the soundtrack. I mean, there's a soulful one, there's Rain, and there's also the completely kicking mainstream rock one called Bhag, and both of them are lovely songs. Though I've got to say that I'm a little more partial to Bhag than Rain. It's also more radio friendly. Yeah.
That it is. You're right.
And for the very first time, Raajeev Bhalla. Awesome job on My Birthday Song, and I'm so glad to have you here. How are you doing, buddy?
Very good, Hrishi, and pleasure to be here. This is my first ever radio interview, so I'm a little nervous and excited as well,
Nervous is always good, buddy.
Yeah.
The last time we spoke, buddy, you'd just come off the back of Margarita with a Straw. Interesting soundtrack. Involved you singing in Assamese. Again, like an offbeat kind of film. And your sensibilities have to match with the director and the producer. It did with My Birthday Song. So talk to me about your first meeting with Sanjay Suri and with Sameer Soni, and how you took this forward. Sameer, I'm given to understand, is a big rock fan, a rock ballad fan.
Yeah, that he is, and Sameer loves the dark music too. So rock is not too far off from where he is. So having said that, I was called for the background and to sing something and just hum. And that I did. And when they heard it, it wanted to turn it around with a full song, which became Rain. And that's kind of a soul song sung on guitar, like kind of a lazy midnight thing. And I think they liked the voice, and they just came over and they said, why don't you try another song? Because, I had stopped singing for other people after Margarita with the Straw. I was just concerned with my own work. So Sameer and Sanjay, they came over, they played me the track. I really liked it. And they are great guys. I would have sung the song and been on the movie regardless, because I remember My Brother Nikhil, what a fantastic movie that was, and that had set benchmarks in storytelling, movie, music. So it was nice, and both the songs happened, and thankfully very different songs at that.
With Rain it was easier because Joy, you were the lyric writer on it.
Right.
But as far as Bhag is concerned, you had to collaborate with Ajay Govind, and
yes.
I'm given to understand that the arranger was Pawan Rasaili.
Right.
So talk about that collaboration there.
Yeah, Rain, Bhag was a completely different thing. It's kind of got an alternate rock feel, a little heavy. It's kind of a doomsday song, if you know what I mean. It's like the devil looking down and saying, man, you're gone. So Sameer, he comes off this whole thing for rock, metal, and he has the David Lynch inside him.
Well said, yeah.
Yeah. So he said, Joy, why don't you give it this, and give it that whole devil thing. That was how it happened. And initially when I listened to the original recording with Ajay had done, I quite liked it because it was a very simple song and a very honest song, It was another song about compromising. They just did it. Our job was to make it just a little more probably radio friendly, play friendly, and movie friendly.
And Ajay Govind and Nitin Krishna Menon, this is your first time working with these composers?
Yes.
Have you ever hung with them?
No, I haven't met them before.
Haven't done
This is
anything.
the first time.
So
they
great.
Stay in Delhi, so we've not met before.
So they throw you together and, some kind of magic comes out.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, yeah. So Raajeev, I mean, you said to me when you walked into the studio that you've been seeing this project from its inception.
Right.
So talk me through that. I mean, you do have the title song, and might I add, you've just done a great job with that one. So talk me through, how you got involved with this motion picture.
Thank you so much, Hrishi, for the compliment coming from you. Means a lot. Well, this journey with Sanjay Suri started with their National Award winning film I Am. So that was my first feature ever I worked on. I had two songs in that. So Abhimanyu was a story where I composed two songs. Bojal and Vundu Yeridu was a Kannada Punjabi mixed song.
I remember Bojal, great track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sung by KK. It started from there, and they have always been a big, huge supporter for independent music and new artists, especially newcomers. They really support new talent. And it started from there, and it's been about 4-5 years, I think. I've been working with them on and odd different projects. And yes, I got a call from Sanjay saying that there's another new film we're working on, which is My Birthday Song, and why don't you come and meet the director? And I went and met them, and they narrated me the story. And Sameer, as Joy was saying, that Sameer is so much inclined to music, especially rock music. He was very sure that, Rajiv, I need a concert song. I want to get onto a stage and just sing, guys, it's my birthday song. That was the brief.
Yeah, he was saying that he was listening to Linkin Park all through My Birthday Song.
And he actually, threw some names at that time, and I was really nervous. I was like, hold on, let me try and give you
what did
my...
he say? Like stuff like Linkin Park.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me try, what I can do with it. And yes, I think I was destined to, somehow to get the song out of my head, and it worked out beautifully. Yeah. And the writer of the song, Akshay Kumar Saxena,
is he a regular collaborator? Has he written some stuff for you before?
Yes. My title track for O Teri, and many other stuff, he had written with me. But initially the song was written in English. Sameer wrote himself. But then Sanjay insisted, we should have the song in Hindi as well. So we were supposed to do both English and Hindi versions, but we came up with Hindi only right now.
Yeah, I mean, the chorus is English in any case,
Right.
Yeah.
So they were like, that's the title, so let's keep that in Hindi, of course, But yes.
English, yeah.
Yeah, so Akshay Kumar Saxena has done a beautiful job in rewriting the Hindi stuff.
Oh, so I didn't know Sameer was the original writer in English.
Yeah.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Joi Barua and Raajeev Bhalla are in studio. Go and check it out. It's streaming on iTunes. It's streaming on a lot of these current streaming sites like Savan, Ghana. It's My Birthday Song, a movie produced by Sanjay Suri and Sameer Soni. And Raajeev has the title track, My Birthday Song. And Joy's put out 2 gems on it. One is called Rain and the other one is called Bhag. So, man, I'm given to understand that your basic background is a lot of advertising jingles.
Yes.
And then, somewhere along the line, the movie business happened. Are you a reluctant, music composer for movies, or are you saying I'm putting myself out there to do it? Like Joy, I know, is a bit of a reluctant guy because he's got his indie movement happening. He's got a band, he tours with them, and he says that, if it happens, it happens. So with you, are you putting yourself out there? Yeah.
No, I mean, advertising has been my first love because, being into advertising, every day we work with different people, different directors and different briefs, and that helps us learn different genres of music. So as a music producer, I'm a music producer at my heart first, and so I don't think I can, completely give away advertising or completely go all out for films and, ignore my advertising bit. So, and advertising has given me, also gems like the songs like Number One Yari I've done. So, I can't ignore that ever. So all out, if it comes out my way, I'll definitely do it. And of course, I'm meeting new people now, new producers and, pipeline sort of thing. What do you call that? Things that are happening in pipeline.
No, I find that the good part is that a lot of you guys, the new age of musicians, Joy, yourself, you guys understand the concept of a music producer. Like in the West, there's a music producer. The music director concept is something that only exists in India.
Correct.
So I'm so happy that you guys get hands-on.
Completely.
You produce your own music,
Yes.
which is so fabulous.
Yeah.
And incidentally, that Number One Yari that you're talking about is playing twice in every ad break on my show. So it is really coming out of my ears at one point in time.
So some people say that, Rajiv, your song is irritatingly, famous, irritatingly catchy. So I take that as a compliment.
Of course.
Good.
And you've done some interesting collaborations yourself, Joy. I mean, I remember a while ago, there was a collaboration with Shruti Hassan. Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Yeah,
Shruti is a very dear friend, and
another rocker at heart.
Full on, and she's learned music at MI, so she's a pure rocker and like a heavy metal one at that, the Lamb of God and that sort of thing. So yeah, we met, and I think her dad had something interesting, and I had
he wrote it for you. Yeah,
he wrote it for me. Yeah. And I had a concept of how there's the inner feminine within the man and a very dominant thing inside the woman, and what if they were to change and trade places. That was a very interesting collaboration. In fact, a year and a half back, I collaborated with George Brooks on a very Assamese kind of traditional historical figure. Wow. So that was amazing. George is like, he's kind of the biggest player on the planet right now and plays with like, Steve Smith, the other biggest drummers around. So we've become friends. I met him in Berkeley, and then I'm not too much of a collaborator at heart because it takes time. And probably I'm like a closeted thing. It takes a lot of time. I just cannot sit down on coffee and do everything. But I feel special that now these people have walked into my life, and there are a few other things happening.
And what about the movie business?
So actually, this had happened suddenly. My birthday song.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So this happened, and now I'm working on a movie which is being produced by Ekta Kapoor and Imtiaz, set in Kashmir. So I'm doing some music there.
Imtiaz is another guy who would actually be in line with your sensibilities. I listened to the Rockstar soundtrack, and I know that here's somebody who probably grew up on that in his college days at least.
Thankfully, actually, he's loved the music, and we've worked together before on a John Abraham production. We've not launched that as yet, but that's a complete soundtrack, and it's like a rock soundtrack.
Is that like Parmanu? Is that
no? They have not launched it.
Oh, they haven't.
They haven't. So
wow, that's interesting. Yeah,
I'm doing this here in Bombay in terms of movies. I'm working on a movie in Hyderabad, so that's also got a very interesting soundtrack. So yeah, I think these are the movies that I'm kind of working on right now.
And is the band still touring, buddy?
Yeah.
Are you doing festivals? Because a whole bunch of festivals are just popping up.
I had taken a break in between. I just wanted to kind of think and read, and I was very tired. Like 2 years back. Now back into this like fully.
So what are you reading? Or what have you read that has changed my perspective?
I'm reading a couple of books right now. One is American, the Norse mythology, and Neil Gaiman, and I'm reading Sita.
The Amish Tripathi one. Yeah. That's quite interesting.
I'm reading a book on the Mossad.
Oh. So you're the bits and pieces person. Read 3 paras.
I read 4 books.
Simultaneously. Yeah.
Then a very nice, interesting book called by Ryan Holiday. It's called How to. It deals with the ego. How ego is the enemy. It's a very interesting book. We know ego is the enemy, but how do you arrive at that through various directions?
Beautiful. So what's your go-to music? What's on your phone? What are you listening to? What did you grow up listening to?
Here, I tell you honestly, I grew up listening to a lot of Sufi music.
Lovely.
Because my mom, she's a diehard fan of
Abida Parveen.
Yeah, Abida Parveen ji, Nusrat Saab. She loves Ghulam Ali as well. So when I was like about 2nd, 3rd standard, I remember my mom always played Ghulam Ali Saab or Nusrat Saab on the radio and stuff like that.
It's what I call a great Punjabi house.
Yeah. And then of course, when I was in school at that time, Pakistani rock Junoon band came up. So of course, a lot of that influence were also there. And of course, then when I started studying music, so a lot of Western classical, jazz. Then of course,
So did you study from the Trinity College of Music?
Yes.
Was that your piano exams?
No, I did it in classical guitar.
Wow.
So appeared till 6th grade, and I couldn't appear 7th and 8th. Then I got into the business of earning money for the house and taking guitar tuitions and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah. So now at this point of time, as I said, because of advertising now, of course, my hands on jazz, blues, rock, Sufi, whatever it comes to,
Lovely. And after O Theri and My Birthday Song, is there anything in the pipeline in terms of cinema, or are you going to go back to advertising for a bit?
No, advertising is on. As I said, there's no way going back or something. It's on a daily basis. That's, as I said, that's my main bread and butter. But yes, definitely now some talks are happening for the films as well. But as you know, in our industry, until the song is released, that's when you're already there in the movie, So yes.
And as far as Indian musicians are concerned, who would you admire? I mean, there's some people who are doing some very interesting work. Amit, for example, is doing some interesting work.
No, I love Amit Trivedi, right? Yes, of course. And I've also worked with him as a producer on few projects with him. He's a fantastic musician. I look up to his music, and of course, Rahman sir. Yes.
What about you in the Indian scene? Who do you admire, and what are you listening to, buddy? Now that I asked you about your reading habits, Joy.
No, actually, Amit and I, we go way back because we started together, Uran,
of course,
with Dev D. So I sang the title track Uran. So we have a special connection. Amitabh Bhattacharya, Bobo. So it was quite a gang. Then obviously I love Rahman. And this is Santosh Narayanan. He's very good.
Very good. Huh?
Very good.
I haven't heard of him.
You should just listen to his scores. I think I've never heard such scores in India.
Lovely.
Beautiful stuff in terms of Indian stuff, And there are a couple of guys also from the Northeast now, I think.
Yeah.
Because the Northeast by itself has been away from Bollywood for a while.
Yeah,
Not
man.
now.
That's why they come up with the new.
So there's independent thinking, and kind of they think inwards, which is good if you can kind of harness it. I think now with the leveraging of the internet and all, I think you will see very different music. I wouldn't not like to call it independent music. It'll just be good music.
It'll just be good music. Yeah,
very good music.
Irrespective of what it is. Yeah.
Irrespective.
In 2018, Radio 1 is doing a program called People United, India United. The theme of the program is that till about 10 years ago, we never heard about these things. Jaat, Paat, Dharam. People are fighting over religion. People are screaming themselves down. The world over. Leaders are calling for aggression. People are banning food. People are banning movies.
Yeah.
What are we doing wrong? What can we do to stay united, stay together? Joy. I mean, of course, trolling on the internet, all those things. Joy. What are we doing wrong? How can we stay united?
I think I read something very interesting yesterday. Some very big investment company in the US, and the companies they're investing in, they've made it mandatory for these companies to invest in like public utilities and public good I think it's coming up. So in terms of, I think even the business leaders know that you can't let development be left only to the politicians. You know, it has to be thought about by the citizens as well, and somebody's got to take charge. I think what we essentially need to teach, is not religion. I think we should teach empathy in schools. I have been writing about this. It's not moral science about right, wrong, God, devil. Just teach people some humanity, in school, just to be human enough. And I think, the other thing being ours is a education system which has been borrowed from another time and place and people. I think the whole idea of, that whole number 1, number 2, and number 3 in class, like you're taught to just compete against your peers. Survival of the fittest is fine, but are we still beasts of the jungle, right? Haven't we stepped up and evolved just to be people? Now, as people, what do? Do we still want to be number 1, or do we just want to be better people?
Very well put.
I think that's the line I want to operate on.
Rajiv, any ideas? What are we doing wrong? How can we stay united, stay together as a community, as a nation?
Well, I don't know. I can't comment on, what are we doing wrong. But I truly believe in one thing, that what we should be doing is, introduce art to every caste and every level of the people, Well, I say, like, today, I mean, I always had this thing in my head that, I've always been a guitar tutor in my early life, And now I want to start teaching to people maybe who can't afford music learning, music education. Probably, going to a class where they can't afford guitars. Maybe just give them a basic guitar, and teach the people who can't afford to learn music, whether that's music, painting, or reading books or anything, but or dance for that matter. But I think there has to be an art involved in their lives. So once you're an artist, there's some automatically your nerves calms you down. That's what I believe in. I think so when you involve art in each child, the growth will be automatically be a much more positive and a brighter looking.
Super, man. You guys are not just musicians, but you're thinkers.
Yeah.
Rajiv, this has been special. Thank you very much for rolling by, and let's sign off with my birthday song, acoustic. Yeah,
let's go.
And Joi, thanks very much, buddy. I'm going to insist that you do some bhag for us as well as some rain. Yeah, cheers.
Thank you, sir.
क्या सिला हमको मिला था, मैं क्या हूँ बना, जो हुआ क्यों था लिखा, हमसे रूठा खुद ही खुदा, ये मेरी कहानी. It's my birthday song. It's my birthday song. It's my birthday song. It's my birthday song. अजीब सा था सिलसिला, गैरों ने किया मेरा फैसला, झूठा मेरा ये मन बनके मेरा दुश्मन, वो बहकता रहा हर कदम, सांसें मेरी घोटे दम, तोड़ के बंदिश अभी उड़ना चाहूं, जकड़े मुझे ये मेरी ज़मीं कि मैं ही हूँ, ना हूँ यकीन. क्या सिला हमको मिला था, मैं क्या हूँ बना, क्या सिला हमको मिला, दर्द मिला हर लम्हा, ये मेरी कहानी. It's my birthday song. देख तेरे पाँव तले ज़मीं रही है भाग, कब तक तू छुपाता फिरेगा सीने का ये दाग. देख तेरे पाँव तले ज़मीं रही है भाग,
कब तक तू छुपाता फिरेगा सीने का इराद शीशे के महलों में तेरी करतूतों का साया जो पीछे भागे तेरे तू समझे है उसको माया I turn slowly towards your side, and we play this game all night long. Can this be our silent playground? Rain on me as we go round and round. Rain on me, bring it down, let me be. Love is easy, just love me.